Christian women, it is not a suggestion to submit and obey our husbands. It's a requirement. It's a command given to us from the Lord. And for me, it transformed my marriage when I realized that I truly wasn't being submissive and I wasn't being respectful. And when I truly asked the Lord to help me do that and doing it a lot more and more each day, our marriage just gets sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. Things that I didn't like about him got better because of my submission and obeying him. Of course, I'm not perfect. We're growing in sanctification. But if your marriage is full of bickering and little arguments, respect your husband, let things go, submit to him, respect his leadership, and see how things change. You don't need to be in charge of everything. You don't need to always be the head of everything because we're not supposed to be. And that's biblical. That's what God said. Don't shoot the messenger.
A couple years ago, my husband told me that I was a bare minimum wife and mother. This obviously upset me. I felt like I was doing everything. I was raised by a mother who contracted out raising us, worked full-time, and our coaches, teachers, the heavy lifting of raising us. So as a stay-at-home mom who makes home-cooked meals every night with her children from sun up to sundown, eyes open to eyes closed every single day, what do you mean I'm bare minimum? So I took this very personally because he didn't really elaborate. Started doing all this extra stuff like making butter, making pasta from scratch, doing all this extra stuff. Now I'm in his face like, who's bare minimum now? Who's bare minimum me? It was still me. I was still bare minimum because it wasn't my culinary skills that he was talking about. He wasn't looking for handmade pasta. He was looking for a wife and a mother who did her job and did it without an attitude. Saw her children as a blessing rather than a burden. Brought peace and comfort and light to the home. But I was so angry with his honesty that instead of taking a second to consider that maybe I was bare minimum, sis, you can do all the work in the world, but if your attitude is stinking up your home, it's going to be your legacy. That's going to be all that's remembered. And most of the time, the problem is we just need to slow down. Now, this is something that I'm still working on, still working through. And recently, it was something that I needed to be reminded of. Cooking, cleaning, feeding your family is the easy part. But what attitude you do it with is going to be what's remembered. Working way too hard, don't tarnish your legacy. 30 years from now, your children and your husband won't look back and remember that delicious butter. They'll remember overstimulated, touched out mother who screamed the whole time she made the butter, turned her back on her husband at the end of the night because she was so tired from churning her own butter.
You might not like what I'm about to say right now, but I need for you to listen.
Okay.
Ladies, stop being so defensive in your relationships and start listening. And when I say listening, I don't mean listening with the intent to debate. I mean listening with the intent to understand where your partner is coming from. See, ladies, a lot of times when our partners try to sit us down and talk to us about things that they don't like in the relationship, things that we're doing that they don't like in particular, we automatically go in defense mode and give every reason around the world as to why we're doing what we're doing instead of listening and empathizing with them and understanding their perspective.
First off, I hate that partner word. It's been co-opted by the LGBT. Second off, she's 1,000% correct. When you get defensive, you get less smart. Why? Defensiveness activates fight or flight, which is triggered in the most primitive portion of the brain, the amygdala. Imagine trying to have a logical, concise, solution-oriented conversation with someone who's activated in the simplest portion of their brain. That's why men get so confused how you could be talking to a woman, you ask her to repeat back what it is that you're saying, and it's nothing of what you said. That's because she's heard that shit with the monkey brain. But a woman's willingness to get defensive when I talk to you in regards to your behavior and you not responding appropriately, which is understanding, is why so many men today say that women run away from accountability like Superman runs away from kryptonite. There's no person on this planet that ain't gonna get better without constructive feedback, and how dare you say that you're looking for a leader unless you're looking for him to give you that feedback.
Also, ladies, when we don't listen or when we get defensive, other things trickle down into the relationship. Emotional distance being one of them. Our partners feeling like they don't have a safe space to come and communicate, or even our men avoiding us altogether.
Because we don't hear that mouth. Damn, we don't want to hear this.
Conversations for fear of arguments instead of resolutions. So, ladies, instead of automatically getting defensive when our partners come and talk to us, sit down, breathe, listen and know that it is okay. We are supposed to be teammates in our relationships, not opponents, okay?
This advice is actually great for young men as well. In a society of overmothering, many young men have taken on the behavior types of what they watch from their single mother, and they're more willing to react in a situation as opposed to appropriately respond. When both people react to conflict in that matter, it is a toxic-ass relationship. But when a woman reacts in that matter, she'll jump from situationship to situationship, not understanding why a man will never retain her. It's because you do not prioritize reasoning when issues are brought to you, so you're determined to be for a short time and never a long time.
Are you okay being the breadwinner in a relationship?
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship. You mean any man I'm with?
Yeah.
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship.
But would you be okay if you were?
I'm not. There's no man I know from you. He got a regular job. He work at a warehouse. I will chip in as he see fit because he's the head. Now, this is the way I was raised. A lot of women not going to agree with me.
No, they ain't going to agree with that.
I'm cool if you don't.
The breadwinner, he has normally, that person has the larger voice in the relationship.
He's a man. He's going to have, this is what I
believe. But what if you
believe.
got the money, you making the money?
No, this is what I believe.
Okay.
I believe I am advice and concurrence.
Okay.
He is the head of the household. Now, this is how I believe. Okay. The word did not originate with me. He is the head of the household. People need to start reading Ephesians. That I want to make his life better and easier, but I'm not the head of the household, even if I have access to more money.
Refrain from the woman who can't obey you, who refuses to obey you. And yes, I said obey. Obey means to be in agreement, to go in the same direction as, okay? To comply, to grant a wish or a request, all right? And you need a woman that will do that. Look, let me tell you something. You need to be with a woman who is so humble, understanding, kind, and caring and loving that she can't wait to surrender to you. Okay, because to be honest, a wise woman is only going to choose a good man anyway. So if a woman is with a good man and she can't listen, well, she really shouldn't have been on his radar in the first place. She shouldn't have been nowhere near that man because that man is so serious about himself that he ain't playing with nobody. You see what I'm saying? You want a woman that can comply, a woman that can obey, a woman that can surrender, who can be humble, who can submit, who can agree, who can be in sync, who can harmonize. If you don't, man, you asking for trouble. Okay, get rid of them women that call you boy. Boy, bye. Boy, please. Boy, gone. You better stay the farthest away from them women. For real, because they don't talk to their boss like that. They don't talk to their daddy and God like that. But they talk to you like that because they don't think that you're a man. They don't think that you're respectable. Okay? And so they'll address you as everything but that. Stay away from them.
Wives, this is why you need to listen to your husband. So my husband told me not to get this plant because every single time I get a plant from Home Depot, it dies like 2 weeks later. So about 2 weeks ago, I went to Home Depot. We were shopping for some other things and I seen this plant and it was so big and beautiful. And I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta have it. Like it was leaves all the way down. It was just gorgeous. And slowly, 2 weeks later, leaf after leaf after leaf just started dropping. We just sitting on the couch watching TV and we just hear a leaf just fall to the ground. Now, I have a lot of plants. I am not new to this. I know how to take care of them. I have over 30 something different plants. Like this is nothing to me. But this one and all the ones that come from Home Depot die. And he told me not to get it. But me and my I'm gonna do what I want to do self still got it. So now I have to take the shame walk and fit this big old thing back in the car and take it back and learn my lesson the hard way. So please listen to your husband. If your husband tells you to go change your clothes, what would be your reaction? I'm going to tell you, sister to sister, you should just go change your clothes. A lot of times we like to say, oh, he's just jealous. He doesn't want other people to look at me. And that's probably not a bad thing. We know that our husbands are supposed to protect and provide for us. And we also know that our husband, according to the Bible, is supposed to be the savior of the body. He's supposed to be our covering, both physically and spiritually, right? And so when we think about the male gaze and we think about men, your husband is looking at you in that outfit and he probably likes it for him to see. Your husband is also a man, so he can anticipate what other men are going to see when they look at you. And there's a certain naivety about women when it comes to men, and there's also a certain naivety about men when it comes to women. So there are things that men are blind to by women that we're aware of, and there are things that women are blind to that the men are aware of. So if your husband is having an issue with the outfit that you have on, maybe he's anticipating the type of attention that you're going to get when you're out. And not to say that you're loose or you're fast or you're going to interact with people, but prevention is better than cure, right? So why not even align you with that type of thing? And I did a video before where I stitched this creator's video where she was talking about, she did this modesty project where she dressed very modestly and compared to how she normally dressed, and she
got
noticed
different
that the type of attention
responses.
she got was much different. And I said the same thing. When you are more covered up and you have a certain respect about yourself and you're more modest in your dress, in your style, in your approach, and your personality too, because modesty is not just what you have on, the type of people that draw closer to you are different than the type of people when you just have everything on display. So your husband can anticipate that, and he can know, like, if you have on a certain outfit, that's not, no, we don't even want to deal with the type of busters that's going to be talking to you, that's going to be engaging with you. And I'm not saying that your husband wants you to look frumpy when you go out, because there's also something really nice about when you're out with your husband and other men compliment him. That makes your husband feel good. That puffs up his pride and his ego. But what I'm saying is there's a difference between you having a style about yourself where you can look good, but you're also not having everything exposed, and you wanting to go out purposely with everything hanging out and then being mad when your husband calls you on it. He is supposed to do that. He is supposed to protect you. He's supposed to not want to have other people gazing at everything that you have to offer. And I think we need to bring back honor and reverence when it comes to our husbands in that regard, and not try to make them feel like they're wrong for not wanting us to have everything on display. We shouldn't be fighting with them when they say things like that, unless it is literally him trying to oppress you. But be reasonable. If you know that the outfit that you have on is a little too much and he's like, babe, can you please go change? Just go change your clothes.
Ooh, they're going to be fighting and clawing to get her internet damn canceled. And listen, I receive her point. In fact, I think women are better at picking up women that are interested in a man. And sometimes as men, we miss out on that. Women are a lot better at subtle emotional cues. But then on the flip side, I don't know how some of these women can walk out the house looking the way that they do and then also be complaining about unable to find a man to treat them right. Baby girl, like attracts like, and you look like shit, so you're gonna get a man to treat you like shit. But the ones that find themselves in relationships and they still dress like they single, listen, you had your single days, and the way that you represent yourself in front of me is too single to be in a relationship. And if you have a problem with toning it down or wearing something more modest, appropriate, less form-fitting, then go back to whence the streets from where you came. They get confused out here when they see their idols, such as a Halle Berry, exposing her pubic area on Met Gala carpets, and they say, well, she's exposing her pubic area. I can just show off the middle left of my hip, right? Wrong, unless you want a feminine man. Masculine men don't want their ladies to display what should be left in private just for them. But all right, guys, drop me your comments down below. I thought that I'd give you a different type of video here today. Haven't done one of these in a long time. Let me know what you think, all right? I get comments all the time like, MTR, we get it, we get it, we get it. Red flag here, key indicator there. Shame, shame. Show us some of the good ones, baby. Show us some of the green flags. Well, look, here you go. I put some of them in a video for you in order for you to enjoy. Guys, drop me a line down below. What is it that you thought about the content? Do you agree with everything in this video? If not, what do you disagree with? Add a timestamp so I know what in the video that you were talking about, so we can encroach on this conversation. Last but not least, join my men's self-development community. Link to it down in the description box down below, especially if you have a focus on financial education, specifically financial independence into the future, all right? Which is ultimate flexibility. Trust me, it's a good way to live. But if you're looking for information or a brotherhood that is focused on that, link to it down in the description box down below to join the MT Army. All right? Until next time, YouTube. Peace!
She belongs to the street.
Girl, don't hold my hand. You a mattress actress on the OnlyFans. Get your money, girl, but damn, how is that your only plan? What you gonna do when you get too old to strip and dance? Get up out your echo chamber screaming period and yes, you a low down dirty woman if you try to get knocked up by a high value man.